Hey guys, Josh RV Nerd here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan again, and I'm normally not up close and personal with you like this, but I got something much smaller to look at today. Another thing, I'm a little froggy, I'm fighting off a thing, so pardon me if I'm extra nasally today. Anyway, something I want to preface this with is I'm not trying to sell you a darn thing today. This is not something we even sell here at Haylett RV. This is something that I stumbled into and I thought, wow, what a helpful, useful thing for people who, whether it's a travel trailer, a motor home, a fifth wheel, a pop-up, anything, even around the house or in your vehicle. I stumbled into this and I went, this is just incredibly handy and it's worth every penny and maybe more so. So the thing is, its primary purpose, this is like a jump starter with an air compressor. I think it's something they expect you to maybe leave in your trunk, but it's small enough you could probably leave it in the glove box, because this thing is not big. I mean, you can see next to me. Now I know I got a big head and all, guys, but this thing isn't quite that large. It's got a little lithium-ion battery in it, so it's powerful but small. And the thing is, I can imagine this being used for so many different purposes. So it's a thing that comes with a bunch of things. Basically, it comes with its little mini set of jumper cables that actually has some diagnostic things we'll look at. Your handy little hose here to be able to, you know, fill up tires and tire pressure. It also, along with that, comes with a bunch of little adapters to be able to fill up like bicycle tires or inflatable floats. I don't know if you've ever been a parent at the beach, blown up one of those beach ball things until you're about to go blue in the face, but anything that can save me that kind of trouble is worth its weight in gold to me. And it also comes with the handy little charger here. Now again, there's different versions with different fixtures and different features and different things. This just happens to be the one that I clicked on and purchased. Overall though, I've been pretty happy with everything that it does for me, and I want to kind of look at each of the features individually. The feature I've been able to get the most benefit out of so far has been the air compressor side of this. Now, this thing is small, but it is powerful. It does have a lithium-ion battery, and I'm sure different versions have different batteries, but it's so small, it's only good for about 15 minutes of just straight air compressor use. Again, I think that this is more intended as a quick use, a convenience, or an emergency override type thing. But whether it's, you know, checking tire pressure in my vehicle tires, or again inflating bicycles or rafts, it's been very quick, very handy. Now, that being said, it is loud. I don't know that it's really campsite friendly on noise, but I think most of the time if you're doing something like this, it's during the day, other people can see what you're doing, they can see that, oh, he's filling a tire real quick, and frankly, for no longer than you're going to use this, it's not that big a deal. Now, one thing I did notice is that when you're hooking this up to your car, it actually screws on. Like, I thought the fact that it screwed on the base was nice so that I knew I had a nice tight fitting here, but screwing on the valve stems seemed really cool, other than the fact that I discovered that one of the valve stems on my cars was actually bent a little bit, and this won't go on it, as opposed to the kind that like you'd find at the gas station where you just mash the thing onto it. This one wouldn't exactly work for me, so kind of keep that in mind, and that might be one of those things where different versions might have different attachments, but then again, there might be just a different attachment for this that I haven't discovered yet, because I haven't done a whole lot of looking. Next, the jump start feature, and I want to focus on these two first because I think they're the two primary things you're going to get out of this. It comes with this handy little attachment that you plug right in here, and something that I've noticed is, I can't, as hard as I've tried, I can't get this to show up well on camera, but there's a little indicator here that tells you whether everything is okay with the battery or and it's ready to start, or there's a problem. So it has a self-diagnostic tool right on the front side of it. The other thing that I've noticed, like, as a person who's hooked a lot of jump boxes up to different RVs or has jump started different cars for people for over the years for various reasons, I've noticed that, like, you hook up the cables to the battery and you're never really sure if it got a good clean connection unless it sparks at you a little bit, but you really don't want them to spark too much. It's not exactly the best thing for it. Well, when this connects and when it does have a good clean 12-volt circuit, it makes a little beep beep, little chirp sound. So I knew when I was outside of the vehicle, under my hood, or when I had this hooked up to the battery terminals on a camper, because this can run a slide out in an emergency override situation. That's one of the things I thought was so cool about it, is like, I don't think this thing would run big, heavy-duty slides with frequency. I don't think I'd want to do it more than once, but in an emergency override scenario, if your battery's dead, you're boondocking, your battery got fried, I don't know, whatever happened, this could be your get out of jail free card, and that's one of the things that I thought was so cool about this. And then just all the little diagnostic tools to make it easier. I figured, hey, why not? And if there's one thing I've learned, you will always find use for on just about every single camping trip, it's a flashlight. And having the little flashlights built right into this, I thought was especially handy, not just for like trying to see around your campsite, frankly, guys, but if you're trying to use the air compressor to inflate a flat tire, if you're trying to hook this up to a battery for an emergency override, if it's nighttime, you can't see what you're doing, it's nice to have it all in one spot. This is your get out of jail free card. What's kind of neat is if I tap this, you can see that it gives you the battery indicator, but if you hold it, the light kicks right on. Now, it's a soft white floodlight, and actually I like that. I like that it's not a hard, bright spotlight, because I never got that sort of like thing in the eyes, you know, and it fills the area very nicely, so that sometimes you can't set this exactly where you want the light to point, like right here. Sometimes you just need it to sort of fill the space, and that's exactly what this is going to do for you right there. What really took this over the top for me, though, were not the very obvious functions of it, but the tertiary, secondary benefits of it. The way that this charges, first of all, is kind of a lead into everything else. It's very interesting. It comes with, it's just a simple little 12-volt power plug. And what I've been doing with this is the vehicle that I drive, when I turn the key off, it hard kills all the power to the vehicle. So like if I leave something plugged in, it's not going to drain it dead. And I've got a 12-volt plug in the back of my hatchback vehicle. I can leave this plugged in, charging, and topped off anytime I'm driving, and then when I turn my vehicle off, it's not draining my battery. Now that works for me. You'll figure your own way out of doing it. But the fact is, all it takes to charge is a simple little 12-volt power point that you find what we used to call a cigarette lighter in any vehicle. Now again, different versions, these are going to have different attachments. This one's interesting in that it actually includes a pair of micro USB plugs that both plug into this to charge it up. I thought that was odd, but it works, so I don't care what it takes. I just like the fact that it works. But then over here, you've got a pair of different outputs. You do have this 12-volt output right here that I don't think most people are going to need a lot. But what I like is that this has a pair of USB plugs as well. So if you are in a pinch, let's say you're going down the road and you need to, you're trying to GPS a location, you're trying to Google something, whatever, and oh my God, my phone battery's just about dead. In a pinch, this could be one of those little USB, like cell phone charging blocks. So there's 100 different ways you can use this. Well, maybe that's an over-exaggeration. Maybe there's 8. But the fact is, there's a number of different ways you can use this, and it's something that once I saw it, I just couldn't imagine not having one anymore. And that's just all there really is to it, guys. I just found one little thing that could tackle like 8 big things that I might encounter. Now, understand, I hope you never need something like this. But if the need arises, I know that I sure like having one, and I'm willing to bet you would too. So again, remember, this is just something we're doing here at Haylett RV, sharing this information for you just to help maybe make your life a little bit simpler and easier. Maybe put a little silver lining inside a dark cloud for you one day. Because we don't sell these, I don't make a single dollar if one of these things sells. I'm sure that these things come from all sorts of different Chinese manufacturers. I don't know. I just know that I've found a lot of use for one in my life, and I guarantee that just about anybody can find some way, whether they're a camping enthusiast or not, where something like this could be a darn handy tool to have in a garage, in a shed, or again, in the basement of your travel trailer or fifth wheel in your pass-through storage, or wherever you think to put it. The glove box, the back seat of the vehicle, in my hatchback, whatever the case may be. It is an incredibly useful, multifunctional tool to help get you through those little, oh God, kind of moments that I think we've all encountered. So thank you for listening. Thank you for my terrible camera work and tolerating that. And short of that, guys, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.